everyone, welcome to Maverick Learning Centre, MLC for short. Today we will be asking all the important questions that arise in your mind when you hear about the term Maverick Learning Centre or project-based learning.
Hi, I'm Kabir and me and Mishka are excited to interview Vardhan sir, the head of the school, Bhumika ma'am, senior school principal, and most importantly, the MLC coordinator, Shazin ma'am.
So today we're going to be taking an interview of you based on MLC. So can you tell us a bit about MLC?
So MLC is a Maverick Learning Center, as we all are aware of. It is set up within Fountainhead School, which focuses largely on teaching students through project-based learning setup. And this is something we intended to bring as a change in the education.
The most that I like about MLC is that students get an opportunity to explore their own interests, the areas that they like to learn more about, and there is more ownership of learning because the curriculum doesn't define you. You as a student define what you want to learn.
What's your take on PBL?
So PBL is focused on problem solving and it is solution oriented. So there is a lot more ownership in a PBL and there is more involvement.
Project-based learning as a concept is the ability to allow students, or is the framework that allows students to take up explorations and tasks and projects of their interest.
What are the key elements of Maverick's Learning Centre?
When you ask about the key elements, I feel one of the thing that distinguishes MLC the most, according to me, is the mixed age learning setup that we have. So students from grade 5 to grade 12 are in the same setup, they are learning together.
I would say I'm a big fan of mixed age learning. Positives being that the older students have an opportunity to lead, to mentor, to also cement their own learning, because in the process of teaching the younger ones, they will have to do that. The younger students obviously can learn at a much faster pace. Anyone who's grown up with siblings or in a joint family knows that kids learn quickest and fastest from each other. So they can learn so much more quickly and they can engage in projects and topics which are much deeper than they would otherwise be able to do on their own.
Is the different baskets that we have. So the students are given freedom to choose projects from, say, business, from sciences, from humanities, arts, and along with that also the emphasis and the process that we follow when we design any project for our students, the facilitator-led projects. So the 7 steps includes, the driving question, or what is the change that we want to build, or what is the content that we are going to cover, the skills that we are going to focus on, how the assessment will look like, and the real audience for whom we are doing this at the end, the culmination of the project. So that deep layer of those 7 projects is something that is very crucial, and all the teachers and the leaders, we sit together and we kind of go through this entire process before we decide on which project we want to take. So that is something that definitely makes the projects of MLC far different compared to the other PBLs that are done across other programs.
What about assessments? Do MLC conduct assessments? How do they look like?
So like any other program, yes, MLC does have assessments. There are exams in MLC, but that is not the only focus when we are talking about MLC. So an assessment in Maverick Learning Centre would include presentations, it would include written assessments, there would be projects and a lot of other things that usually happen in other programs also. But besides that, in Maverick Learning Centre, the focus is a lot more on the process. It is not always the last end product, but also on the process.
How can you simplify the working of MLC for an outsider?
So for an outsider, a simple explanation is we allow students to understand and explore and address the world as it is. So the real world does not come in boxes of this is a maths problem, this is a science problem, this is a humanities problem. Real world comes as the example that your own seniors are taking up right now, a listing of heritage sites in Surat using Intact's help at the Archaeological Society of India. Now that requires a whole gamut of skills and understanding. They need to learn about history, they need to learn about geography, they need to learn about language, communication, leadership. They need to have a lot of commitment to the whole task. It's a long project. So now all of these are things which are required by people in the real world, in the real workplace.
What career paths are given to students once they come into grade 10 MLC?
So students who have enjoyed MLC, they can continue with MLC even in grade 10, 11 and 12. Alternately, they can appear for the MYP e-assessment exams, which is the board IB board examination. After 10th, they can do a DP examination also, which is called IBDP. They appear for a board examination in grade 12.
Having said that, MLC can, if you stick to MLC, you can also do the Fountainhead High School Diploma. We are accredited by one of the 6 accreditation agencies from the US called MSSS. We are one of the 7 or 8 schools in India with accredited through MSSS. So we can offer our own diploma based on the learning, the projects that you do. And having given this diploma to some of our MLC students, we know that that is recognized in the world outside. Our students have gone into BITS Pilani and into Whistling Woods. And in fact, someone who was with us till grade 10 in MLC didn't do the MYP, has even gone on to London School of Economics. So I think the whole world is open to you, to the Mavericks. And I see the recognition from colleges only increasing positively because of the quality, the skill set that students will bring when they come from the Maverick Learning program.
What excites you the most about MLC?
To me, the most exciting part is what the platform that it gives students to become masters of their own learning pathways. I mean, they can choose what they want to do, what they want to specialize in, learn a lot of real life skills, and then take that to the real world, take that to college, take that to the workplace. And I'm very excited to see our Mavericks once they graduate and they go out in the real world. What are the exciting things that
So now I hope that you understand what Maverick Learning Center and project-based learning is all about.
Thank you.